Jake just got a new hairstyle, and he was locked in a prison. This room is very strangely designed. On the left is a chess master, on the right is a master cheat. No one in the world can surpass them. Others who go to jail are captured, but for them, going to jail is for fun. Today, Jake was locked between the two of them. Of course, he became their target. Although they didn't see Jake, they were able to understand his personality well within a few days. Relying only on the mobile library in the prison, they would have to read the same book every day. Since then, they understood the opponent. Quickly, Jake discovered his intelligence, which is nothing compared to these two people. Surprisingly, the cell wall is clearly solid. Gradually, Jake yearned for the special abilities of the other party. He began to trust them. Not only did he tell his secret that he was locked in prison by others, but he also wrote down the location of his gold. The other two knew that Jake was being harmed, so they decided to help him. So they taught their tricks to Jake. Jake has endured bitterness for revenge. He finally became a master of knowledge. The two saw that Jake had learned well, so they decided to lead him to escape from prison. In his heart, of course, Jake was very excited. As a result, he woke up the next day. The police discovered that the two old men had escaped without leaving any trace. The police got angry and ransacked Jake's room but couldn't find any clues. In the blink of an eye, 7 years in prison is over. Jake was finally released. But after returning home, he discovered that his valuables were all gone. Even a single piece of gold he hid was nothing left. Only a note was left for him. Only playing with smarter people can make you smarter. Jake quickly realized it was those two people doing it. Fortunately, the techniques he learned were all real. Based on these tricks, Jake quickly earned a lot of money. However, he is in no hurry to enjoy the results. He wants to take revenge on the person who wronged him. The main enemy is the gangster boss here, who is also Jake's previous boss. Now that he was released, Jake took some people to Dorothy's casino. He found his junior and decided to bet with that person. Jake supposed that the victory is in his hand, but the result is that he lost miserably. Dorothy was fully satisfied. His technique lost to a brat again. Seeing Dorothy hooked, Jake knew the time had come. Dorothy bet all the money on the table and Jake won all the money on Dorothy's table. Dorothy felt extremely angry, so he told his juniors to find a chance to deal with Jake. Jake now got the money, and was about to leave, but when he got to the door, he was stopped by a fat guy. After receiving the card, Jake left directly. To avoid an accident in the elevator, Jake decided to take the stairs. The result is that when he just went down, a pain transmitted and Jake fell down. Jake now seemed to have lost his intuition. Suddenly, he saw on the card which has a word. Elevator. Maybe that person knew that Jake would be in danger if he took the stairs. After going to the hospital, the doctor said Jake had no problems. Even the outside is no pain at all, but the specific reason why it fell is still unknown. Therefore, the doctor drew Jake's blood for testing. Waiting until the results are available, he will contact Jake. After being discharged from the hospital, Jake was about to go home when he accidentally discovered a piece of paper in front of the door. Above it has the words "pick up." When Jake just bent down, a bullet came from nowhere. Jake's friend died on the spot. It seemed that someone wanted to attack him. Jake quickly pulled out a gun to counterattack. With the support of his friends, Jake quickly hid in the car. At the time of danger, the fat guy who gave a card yesterday appeared and opened fire at the enemy, supporting Jake in the car. Then he took Jake to a chess shop. Then he introduced one of his friends to Jake. This person is a chess master. He seemed to understand Jake very well. He said the paper was prepared by him. Otherwise, Jake would have disappeared from this world. Jake wanted to know the other party's purpose. Unexpectedly, they gave him a result sheet. Above is Jake's blood test results. He said 3 days later Jake would die of incurable disease. And they told Jake to give all his money to them. They would help Jake fulfill all his wishes. He angrily left the chess shop, but the result the doctor said was the same as what the opponent said. Jake felt that the doctor must have been bribed, so he went to find another doctor, but the test results are still the same. Jake angrily pulled out his gun and forced the doctor to tell the truth. Seeing his opponent reacted violently to death, Jake knew he was not bribed. He also believed that he had a terminal illness. To take revenge for 3 days, Jake brought all the cash to find those two old men, and agreed to become their juniors. Only then would the two people help him get revenge. Seeing the cash in his pocket, the two old men happily agreed with Jake. They thought they would immediately help Jake get revenge, but as a result, they took Jake's money for loan sharks. From there, he made a huge profit. Jake was extremely helpless but could only obediently cooperate. Waiting until the two of them ran out of loan sharks, he started taking action. This time, this action made Dorothy extremely depressed. They directly soldered the chain to the safe. The chain was threaded through the wall. The other end was fixed on the truck. The vehicle moved, causing the wall to break. The safe was also pulled out. Until Dorothy came to check, there was only one hole left. It turned out that the other two had long heard that there was a bag of drugs in that safe. It is a notorious character deposited in Dorothy's safe. The business of the gang is all about that person. Now that the bag of drugs is gone, the next trading day Dorothy is madly urgent. In order to continue to earn money to make up for it, Dorothy could only let his juniors go to the place where the competitor, and buy some. Although the opponent offered a top dollar price, because of the following days, Dorothy still agreed. One day, before receiving the goods, Jake and the others went to the building next to the trading place, and drilled a small hole in the wall. Waiting for the right time, everyone put on gas masks, and then sprayed anesthetic smoke into the next trading room. They anesthetized all the people there, then took the opportunity to take all the checks and drugs there. When both sides woke up, they discovered that nothing was left. Both sides thought that the other was playing tricks. Dorothy was so angry that she couldn't speak anything. Soon, the competitor sent a female assassin to prepare to destroy Dorothy in the party. As a result, if he hadn't take action, he was shot first by Dorothy's juniors. To protect Dorothy, his juniors pushed him to the ground, but this created an opportunity for the female assassin to take action. It's only a pity that her hand was weak and only shot off Dorothy's finger. After this, Dorothy started to develop schizophrenia. Jake was extremely satisfied with this. To be able to enjoy the achievement, Jake broke into Dorothy's house directly, scaring him out of his mind. Then he ran out to use the G.U.N to stop Jake. Seeing her juniors betray her, Dorothy was unwilling to force Jake to submit to her alone. Jake didn't say anything but smiled sarcastically. Dorothy was so angry that she trembled. Goal achieved. Jake went straight out. Due to mental torture, Dorothy went to meet his ancestors himself.